right now, you're watching this video that I made. Probably on a device like a phone or a computer. You don't really know how these devices work, but everybody uses them nowadays and we all just chalk it up to magic. Maybe you're at your house right now where your family lives, or maybe you're at school or work where you decide to go every day, but instead of doing what you're supposed to do, you're watching this video that I made. You live in a town or a city surrounded by people doing their same routines that they do every day, but maybe they choose to go to the gym or library, or maybe they stay inside and play video games. They probably do dozens, if not hundreds of things just to fill up their time. There's a possibility that right now, there are a few other people doing the same exact thing you're doing, watching this video that I made. There are countless of other towns and cities just like yours and completely different than yours all over the world. A world that we choose to draw lines on and claim as ours or theirs. A world where we fight and kill each other over these lines or resources or different ideologies. But that's okay because those people, they aren't like us. They don't believe in the same things that we do and they look different than us, so we can justify what we do to them. A world that we share with other species that we can't really communicate with, but we can interact with. Some have better interactions with us than others, but they're animals, not humans. They don't think in the same way or even on the same level as us, so we can do what we want with them. This whole planet is filled with life all over and wherever you look, but this planet also seems to be one of a kind. Why is that? We're just a rock amongst other rocks floating around a giant ball of burning gas, which is hurtling through a galaxy with thousands of other giant burning gas balls and floating rocks, which is one of countless other galaxies that are just getting farther and farther away from each other as we speak, inside of this space that we call the universe. It seems infinite, but it has to have a finite end if it's constantly expanding. But if the universe is all that is, by definition, isn't that infinity? Unless you start wondering what the universe is actually expanding into, which honestly is just way too much to think about for too long. What is the point to all this? What is the meaning of life? Is there some big answer to everything? Is it obvious and just too mundane for us to accept? Or is it more cynical and that life has no meaning? For religious people, this question is really simple, lucky bastards. Depending on the religion, but for the most part, their meaning of life is to worship God, follow what he commands and deems moral, and by the end of the life that you live, if you did it well enough, your afterlife is going to be really pleasant. But if you didn't, burn in the fiery hells for you. But religious belief has declined a lot over time with the rise of modern science, and with that comes a lot of questions about what the point is and what our meaning is without a God to give it to us. Science tells us
our whole universe was in a hot, dense state that nearly 14 billion years ago expansion started. Wait, began to cool, the autotrophs began to drool, Neanderthals developed tools, we built a wall, we built a pyramid. Science history unraveled in a mystery, it all started with a big bang.
And that all led to you watching this video that I made. JS, okay, you're running around in circles here. Are you ever gonna just tell us what the meaning of life is? Well, that's the thing. I don't know, and I can't know for sure. I'm just a 20-year-old girl who got internet famous for making videos in her bathroom. I'm not gonna know what the meaning of life is. I did have some ideas, and after doing research for this video, I have a lot more, but I can't say for sure that all of them or any of the ideas are right, at least in the grand scheme of things. If something I said has meaning to you, then maybe in some way, that is the meaning of life for you. But if everything I say sounds like nonsense, then it's up to you to keep looking. I know for sure that the function for all life, humans and bacteria alike, is to survive and reproduce. Seems simple enough, but then the question of why comes up, and I honestly don't think we're ever gonna know. But between birth and death, there's a whole lot going on. How can we be sure that between all of the surviving and reproducing that we're living a fulfilling and meaningful life? Everyone's life is different, so everybody's meaning is different, but here's some examples of what it could be. As far as possible, without surrender, be on good terms with all persons, including yourself. But then that depends on your own definition of what a good person is. And if you don't know, maybe take an ethics quiz online and see what your morals are and try to see if that lines up with the majority of other people. Maybe the meaning of life is to have fun, enjoy yourself as much as possible. As far as we know, this is the one and only life we will ever live, so why would you want to spend it doing things that you don't enjoy? But it's not possible to be happy-go-lucky 100% of the time. Life happens. You have to go to school or work and do certain things that you don't want to do in order to get to the things that you do want to do. Maybe the meaning of life then is to have a successful career. Make enough money to where you can do all these fun things and still be comfortable. That seems a little superficial though, doesn't it? Besides, money and jobs haven't always been a thing. Does the meaning of life change depending on what time you're born in, or is it a constant purpose throughout? Maybe the meaning of life then is to learn and grow and experience as much of the world around you as you can. Read all the books, understand yourself and those around you in a deeper, more spiritual way, and travel the world so much that you don't know where home is. That seems a lot better than just chasing money your whole life, right? But does that also mean that the uneducated and poor are living a less fulfilled life than those who can actually do these things? I've definitely seen some of the poorest people in the world be a lot happier than the richest, so this can't be true. In that case then, maybe the meaning of life is to be happy. Be as happy as possible and make the world around you as happy as you can. This is actually a pretty big ethical code called utilitarianism. Utilitarians believe that you should maximize happiness all the time, no matter what. But there are some holes in this philosophy. Given a scenario where you were given the opportunity to live the rest of your life in a VR machine, where the life in this machine is indistinguishable from real life, and the machine will make you as happy as you can possibly be, would you decide to plug into this machine knowing that the world around you is fake, but you're happy, more happy than you could ever be in real life? Would you? Utilitarians would, but most people wouldn't. And this is because as humans, we value more than just happiness. We value a sense of reality and truth. We have endless other emotions. Happiness can't be number one no matter how nice it is in the moment. You know what? Maybe there's just no meaning to life then. Maybe everything is just one big coincidence. We're not special, we have no purpose, you're going to die, everyone you know is going to die, I'm going to die, stars are going to die, the universe will eventually die, and it's all for nothing. That's pretty bleak. But what other answers are there? Maybe there doesn't have to be an answer other than to create one for yourself, for you and your life. Travel the world and have fun. Work hard and make $1 billion. Teach others how to read and write. Join the army and fight for your country. Find your soulmate and fall in love. Start a family and try to make your children just a little bit better than you. Read all the books you can. Figure out who you are and what drives you to be a better person. Your meaning of life might change as you age. You might notice that what used to mean the world to you doesn't really have the same effect. You have to remember though that just because you've grown and your meaning of life has changed doesn't mean that the person you were isn't any less important than the person you are now. All of the struggles, ideas, feelings, and choices that you've had and you have made in your life have led you to be the person that you are right now. Someone who's watching this video that I made. What's the meaning behind that? I think that it's important to be aware of your own mortality. It's terrifying at first because existentialism and disassociation are a hell of a drug, but if you're able to ascend above those ideas, you're left with a comforting but unsettling sense of peace that nothing matters, and that's okay. Wow, I can see the sun coming up. I just pulled another all-nighter to get this video finished. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I really liked writing it. Also, I want to say thanks for 150k. We actually just passed 160k. That happened so fast. I'll be responding to any comments down below, so let me know what you thought on this. Be sure to hit the like button, share this with somebody you think would like my style videos, and I'll see you guys next time.